Okay, there you go. Here we go. Okay. But why couldn't we do that earlier?
I have no idea. We tried to do a room earlier.
This is not a room. This is live.
It says Catherine's room.
Okay, okay. So I get so I think what it is I noticed this when I was doing media. I think we don't have to do this, but I think the new thing is they're encouraging you to do StreamYard or another streaming app that's attached to Facebook now to make, I guess, this process a little bit more advanced in regards to, I guess, like graphics and things of that nature. But if you keep doing it here from the webcam, are we actually live?
Yeah, there's 4 people here now. Say hi, everybody.
Okay. And if I look on my, when I look on my my phone, we are side by side, because on my laptop we're not. Or you're on your laptop, are we?
Alan's here.
Hey, Alan, he's back. Okay. Oh, see, I'm still at the bottom. Okay, so I guess we have to do a room, but what didn't we do the first time we were in the studio?
I have no idea.
Okay, so I think what we're gonna definitely have to do is we might have to do like a quick live before the live, just to
Okay.
make sure our setup is right. And I
Side
think,
by side and laptop for Alan. That's good. Good, good, good.
okay, thank you for the feedback.
Thank you.
So I can like us so, and it looks that way side by side on my phone. So okay, all right. So since we're live, should we actually make this announcement to folks?
I think so.
Okay, the drum roll. So we are both coming from previous lives in a sense, right? And in coming over to this live, we got into broadcasting. You know, I went into television, you went into podcast, and through media, we met. As we've met, and now we did the whole business formal interview process, we developed a kinship. So now in our kinship, we realized that we were both going through next chapters in our lives. And going through these next chapters in our lives, we are traveling. So in the travel and the evolvement, we said, why not, put that into these retreats, because you had already started doing the retreats when you got there with some other life coaches. So that became the next phase of our relationship, where we put together and started to produce these retreats for 2022 and beyond. And we said that we wanted to have these discussions as a buildup to the people that will be participating with us on these retreats for 2022 and going forward. And then the studio, well, Brick Studio, decided to open back up. And I have been very unmotivated during the pandemic. My last assignment ended in November. So I have literally been in the house outside of traveling since November. A few
Wow, I didn't
gigs
realize
here
it was
and
that
there.
long.
Yeah, a few gigs here and there, but overall, here. So I don't like the Zoom. I don't like this, you know what I'm saying? It's cool, but I didn't want to take advantage of being home and learning a new trade, doing tutorials, doing on YouTube. I couldn't connect. I didn't want to do it. I needed to be back in the studio. I needed to feel the equipment. I needed to feel the energy of going to the studio, getting dressed, preparing. I needed that to actually motivate me. So when I got the email that Brick Studios in Brooklyn was opening back up to community producers. The next light bulb moment came about, well, why don't we take these conversations and actually record them and put them on television as well as in the podcast realm, because we're not the only ones who is going through this next chapter in our lives.
Exactly. And we have found that just talking together that we have like so much insight into these new experiences, like from, me moving to a different country to you having a different dating life. Like it has just been really crazy and so interesting just to hear like how you're experiencing life after the pandemic, how I'm experiencing life after the pandemic. So yeah, so we haven't introduced ourselves, so let me introduce myself now.
Thank you, Alan. It's so funny because my brother, he's designing our logo, and he was like, yeah, who's that girl? Who's Melissa?
So I'm Melissa DaSilva. I am a mental health therapist. I own a therapy agency in Rhode Island, but I'm also a life coach, and I'm currently living here in Puerto Rico, which has been a year this month. So that has been a big transition for me. I also have a podcast called Chit Chat with the Queer and Creative, where I talk to everybody about what makes them interesting about their art or whatever they're creating. And that's where you and I met, is because we discussed your hashtag I am you.
What happened?
Show. So, and that's how we connected. So that is me in a nutshell, but I'm much bigger than that. Let me tell you. Oh yes, and I'm an artist too.
Yes. And I am Minister Cat, aka KittyRose, who in the last 4 years have been producing content for television and film. And prior to that, I was in retail and in the production industry, putting together and helping small businesses market and become, what do you want to say, become competitive in a market that's always changing, and how to continue to be relevant as we change as artists or performers or creators. So that took on a different, bunch of different, hats. And but all those hats were so that I can be this full-time mom to my 3 kids, which have now all somewhat left the home. So now my next journey or my next chapter, when I met Melissa, was definitely promoting my one-woman show that I started producing back in 2019 called hashtag I Am You. But now it really was this year sending my last to college and having this big apartment and it be silent and having to do all the chores in the house myself because I don't have any kids. And like you said, now also dating, and dating in a different kind of way, because I was celibate, and we're going off the tantrum now, but I was celibate for like 2 years, and I started dating someone that was in my life for the last 17 years. And here I'm thinking that we're in this exclusive relationship about to, talking about marriage and all this good shit. And then I find out on my birthday that he was sleeping with another woman. So this is the beginning of my summer. My daughter's going away to college, and I have this broken heart. But through life, other things developed. And those are the things that you and I, kind of connected to, because we're of different skin colors, if anyone has noticed.
We are?
But there was a synergy of one, leaving for yourself and your own sanity, because you left your 14-year-old marriage and then making a drastic move as coming to Puerto Rico from not being Latin. You know,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying?
That's
And
true.
not even knowing anybody, but it's like, yo, I want to go where it's hot and warm and cool and still be in the United States. So, okay, it's like, I feel like you took a globe, you know, and went like this and said, I'm out of here, Rhode Island. And Puerto Rico came up on the map.
It kind of happened like that, yes.
And for me, I'm not ready to move, but I'm ready to travel. And in that travel, I'm still all about healing. So I think that was our core. Our foundational core was that we were both in the healing work. And both being in the healing work, we said, why connect? Why not connect to each other? Because one of the things that's avoiding us from connecting is the race war that we as humanity are in.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
You
And
know?
it's been interesting, my experience being in a different country here,
Sorry.
how how it's different regarding race and class. So it's been an interesting experience to see that from being here in Puerto Rico too. So I think these are like great topics that, you know, we can touch on. I'm kind of thinking like this program is almost going to be like what the red table talk.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and
Yeah.
it's funny because, you know, it's sad to reference celebrities so that people can kind of get an idea of the concept of what we're talking about. You know, and that's great to have celebrities that have a platform that introduce real life conversations. But at the end of the day, we still kind of look at celebrities as something that's foreign and something that's not familiar with us. So the red table talk, having a bunch of celebrities still talk and unveil themselves, still is not helping us, the regular common folk, think that it's possible for that reachable, attainable light bulb clarity. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, our new talk show
Yes.
our new talk show, the next chapter, you know, will be able to gradually hit those topics on a more human, relatable level. And what we're going to be doing is actually giving the public opportunity to call in, not only call in, but they also get opportunity to tell us what to talk about each week, because we are not going to be a weekly show. Man, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this. We are going to be a daily show. So we are on 5 days a week.
I can do this. I can do this.
So 5 days a week, 30 minutes every day in your house. We're going to need some stuff to talk about.
But so, like the red table talk, I would like to touch on polyamory. I mean, that seems to be a big topic they talk. And this is a topic that I think has been talked about in whispers for a long, long time. And now it's coming out. And I think like for women our age too, we're almost having like this second awakening where like, wow, this stuff is actually happening. So I think it's like topics like that too. Like I think it'd be really important to talk about so that people know it's not just Jada and Will engaging in this stuff, but it could be your neighbor.
And more than likely it is, because and see, this is why we are having a talk show, because we could take one sentence topic and it could be the whole 28 minutes, because polyamorous wasn't even something I heard about until 2016, 2015, 2016, when I had my own situation, when it was possibly presented to me to have a polyamorous relationship, because I just knew of polygamy, you know, and bigotry and all, and you know, those kind of trees. I didn't know about polyamorous, you know. And when I found out about it, I was definitely no. But as I got stronger feelings for the partner, it was something that I actually contemplated, and I was ready. And I went to the wife and was like, come on, your man is still calling me.
Yes.
And I'm not about that adultery life. So what's good? And she said no, and then blocked me. But
Good for you for giving it the old college try.
right, I did. So yeah, so there are so many things that we could talk about. And the one other thing that I want to touch on before we end is menopause, because I am going to be extremely emotional doing this series, because there are going to be moments just out of nowhere that I start to cry. So because I
All
am
right.
in a menopausal state. So we will also have those kinds of conversations. So what I'm excited about is allowing the public, allowing all the people that are in our group on Facebook. If you're not in our group, join our group. We'll send you an invite. If you need an invite, we'll get. That's the goat, y'all. Hey, Reggie, y'all can all check out. He's a comic here in New York. He actually is a comic out of St. Louis, but he is here in New York doing his thing. He is getting ready to release his first album.
Yes,
so yeah.
yes.
Congratulations.
This is a bunch of people.
I don't know. I'm paying attention to the conversation.
Okay, hi y'all.
So yes, that is one of mine. Speaking of one of mine, his mama, his real mama, Miss Hope, she needs to check this out, because Miss Hope is also going through the next chapter of her life. And I wanted to invite her to come with us to the Puerto Rico trip, but that's something else. But yeah, man, tell her, Reggie. But again, coming back on topic, the beautiful thing about this show is that the women that are currently the people, that are currently in our group, if you're not in our group and you need an invite, you can DM myself, Catherine Warren, or Melissa DaSilva, and we'll give you the invite. But in this group, we have the opportunity to let their voices also be heard, and them getting to know us and feeling comfortable enough to be and travel with us. Because what we're asking of people is in very intimate and safe, that they're trusting themselves, their life, what they're going through, what they're facing, what they're dealing with. They're trusting with us to share that, and not only with us, but to share it with the women that are joining us on this group and other retreats that we're doing. So this talk show kind of lets everybody kind of have this relationship prior to the trip of engagement, talking to us through the group, suggesting show topics, and calling into the show.
Yes, I'm super excited about this. I'm so excited.
So before we end, Thursday is supposed to be our first taping of the next chapter, and we were going to tape 4 shows. Because of the technical difficulties we had today, I think we'll probably shoot 1 show on Thursday and just make sure that we do like a run through and get all our graphics in, our sound effects, because I don't want to rush this project. I really want everyone to get get the best of us, because we're asking that of them. So I want to give that of us to them. And I don't want to rush this because of our eagerness to put something out there.
And we have our logo being created by your brother.
Yes. So I was going to send some pictures so people can kind of see the process, but I really wanted him to work on the text, the next, but he actually came up with an image. So I don't know. We're going to see the image, and we're going to see the text, and we're going to see what will represent the both of us in the best light, in the best way, though, so that when people see it, they'll get that the next chapter is all of us.
I see tumblers. with our logo on them.
All right, Elohim, you hear that? Yeah, baby. Oh, speaking of, wait. Okay, so
Is that coffee or what?
so this really should be a separate video, but attention business owners, we are looking for submissions for our gift bags for our women once they come to the retreat and once they leave the retreat. So any business owners out there that's interested in working with us in some type of sponsorship opportunity, please DM myself or Melissa so that we could get the information that's needed and introduce your product and business to the women that are joining us for the 2022 IMU retreats in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Did we cover everything?
I think so. Look
Yo,
at us.
it's
We're
so
just
funny
like,
how
we'll
you
just
have a
hop on,
tank
just
top
try
on.
it. But we get going.
I know. How long is this? We were too long. So it's so funny how you're in Puerto Rico with a tank top on and I'm in New York with a fucking hoodie.
I know. I even got like half a sunburn today.
All right. Okay, so maybe our Facebook Live worked at home. Hopefully it will work Thursday at the studio. Until next time, everyone, check us out. Any questions, please DM us. We are here to make ourselves available. I did not say that clearly, but hopefully you got it.
Got it. All right. See you later, everybody. Bye. Mwah.
Mwah.